Hey, what's going on, guys? Aaron Talks Crypto here, back with you again with another news video from today, June 10th. So, starting off with the big story that's in the news everywhere right now, if you haven't heard, Bitcoin drops to $7,200 while Ethereum, Ripple, and Bitcoin cash these losses. I believe $20 billion was knocked off of the complete market cap for cryptocurrency today. It was insane. So let's take a little look at this. Over the last 24 hours, the cryptocurrency market has dropped more than 22 billion, falling from 443 billion to 321 billion in market valuation. Bitcoin fell by 5%, while other major cryptocurrencies recorded larger losses, dropping by more than 7%. So pretty significant drop over a 24-hour period. As is normal with crypto, things go up and down relatively quickly, but this is a bit fishy to see such a huge percentage of the market cap just cut in 24 hours with no really discernible reason. Now this article goes into why the drop happened, but I don't think anybody really knows. There's a lot of speculation about the trust in cryptocurrency. Is trust kind of waning with all these 51% attacks that have been happening recently? Did someone just cash out all their Bitcoin? Or there could be a number of factors, but what is always true is that when Bitcoin goes down, the altcoins follow. So if we take a look here at CoinMarketCap, you can see here that it's red across the board. Very few are in the green in the last hour or so, but you can see last 24 hours it's red pretty much across the board. It's absolutely crazy. And as you can see here, Bitcoin is down about just under 5%. So it's recovered a little bit, just under 5% in the 24 hours. After being relatively steady for about a week. You can see here Ethereum is about the same, so the top movers are about the same. You can see when it gets a bit more when it gets to EOS down here, which is unfortunate. I know they're launching their mainnet relatively soon, or they may have already. I'm not quite sure. You would think you'd see some positive price action there, but there's nothing really going on. So yeah, it's red through and through. It's absolutely insane. Who knows if this is just temporary pullback before another rise up, or whether it will be like this for the next little while, as we saw in January. Could this be the arbiter of things to come? Could it get even worse going forward? I think again, I'm always quite optimistic about cryptocurrency long term, so I wouldn't worry too much about this. This is just kind of temporary movements. I don't think it's indicative of a larger trend. I mean, yes, it could go down from here, but I think overall, I think we're going to end the year at least up at close to where we were in the middle of December. So that's my predict. I don't like to get into price predictions too much because it can go either way. But that's my feeling anyway. It's based on absolutely nothing. It's just how I feel. But yeah, we'll see. But as of today, it's not a very good day in crypto. Maybe if you're up for it, you can buy some more. That's a perfectly reasonable thing to do. Or you can just hold out and see if this is the bottom or whether it goes down even further. It seems to have stopped at a relatively strong support level. So if you go back to the chart here, you can see there's a kind of support. Now I'm not into TA at all. I don't really listen to me when I'm talking about this. I don't know why I'm saying it, but you can see here on Bitfinex that there's a support around 7,000. It's not broken through that yet, so it seems that we could be going back up, though I could be wrong. All TAs drawing triangles on charts and predicting the future. I don't exactly know, but you can kind of just see here, even a layman can see that it touched this point at one point and it's come back down, but it's not gone past it again, I guess. Take that as you will. So coming into the next story now, we have Thailand unveils new detailed cryptocurrency ICO regulations. So Thailand is actually one of the biggest countries when it comes to crypto adoption. It's rapid in Thailand. So cryptocurrencies are being adopted at an amazing rate out there. I believe Omisego or Omisgo, however you like to say it, did one of their first partnerships with McDonald's was in Thailand actually. So it's actually interesting to see that the Thai government has been so relatively quick to adopt new regulations of ICOs and cryptocurrencies. So let's take a look here. Thailand's Security Exchange Commission, the SEC, has released a comprehensive framework for the regulation of the country's cryptocurrency market. The laws cover ICOs, approved cryptocurrency trading pairs, and licensing fees for market operators. The regulations, which were announced on June 8th, 2018, will come into effect later in the month. So they're relatively swift. They're coming out and they're getting started. So if you can see here, in May, Thailand actually banned ICOs, and while waiving the previously planned 7% VAT on cryptocurrency transactions. So they were going to levy basically a sales tax on cryptocurrency transactions at 7%, which isn't bad. I mean, some countries it's like 50%, so that's not horrendous. New ICO regulations reverse the ban while stipulating strict conditions that must be met by future ICOs. So they're essentially allowing ICOs to happen, but they have to follow a strict set of rules, which I think is a good idea. There's been a lot of scams, a lot of ICOs that have run off with people's money. People been promised the earth and moon and nothing's come of it. So I think this kind of regulation will help to kind of curb that to a degree. I don't think it's the absolute be all and end all solution, but I think it's a step in the right direction, for sure. So according to the SEC decree, companies looking to conduct an ICO must signify the type of token being issued as well as other pertinent investment information, which is where I'd like to see the ICO market go, to be more like an IPO, have the people who participate in the ICO have more of a stake in the company and the runnings, as the blockchain initially was devised, a decentralized public ledger, and having consensus based on the blockchain, which is really great, which is why I'm a big fan of Ethereum. But I think making these ICOs be more transparent with exactly what they're doing and how they're going to spend the funds and things like that, I think that's a good idea, and it should be enforced, because it's just all these bad ICOs are giving a really, really bad name to cryptocurrency. Even some of the crypto projects are giving a bad name. I mean, see BitConnect and Devorcoin and things like that. People lost, in the millions of dollars, some people. It's crazy. So I think the more regulation that we get, that's common sense regulation. When it goes too far, I'll be the first to call it out for sure. But I think this gives cryptocurrency some legitimacy as well. So we could see wider adoption definitely come from this. But yeah, I'll have a link to this article in the description below if you want to take a bit more of a further look. But as you can see here, it also says they approve some currency pairs, which are Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Ripple, Litecoin, and Stellar. So these are some of the biggest and most trusted cryptocurrencies right now. I believe they're all within the top 20, top 30. And I believe that was their reasoning for allowing these as well. It was mostly because they were the most reputable and they've had a proven track record. So I think this is good. It's a good way forward. Hopefully this increases adoption of cryptocurrencies in Thailand. I'm actually looking forward to see what comes out of Thailand, because it seems to be a very, very welcoming of cryptocurrencies, at least by the people. So yeah, we can see exactly what's going on. It goes into here, licensing fees, but I'll kind of skip that for now. But if you want to take a look, the article will be in the description below. And coming on to our last story here is Mastercard patent would put credit cards on a public blockchain. Now, that sounds, at first glance, it sounds disastrous, but let's wait a minute. It's like, oh, we're going to put credit card numbers on a public blockchain that everyone can see. Not quite. So let's take a look here. Payments giant Mastercard is exploring the use of public blockchains in securing. Sorry, let me start again. Payments giant Mastercard is exploring the use of public blockchains in securely verifying payment cards. Yes, okay. At the point of sale, public documents show. So it seems they filed a patent with the US Patent and Trademark Office that will put credit card transactions onto a publicly accessible blockchain, which is a very interesting idea. For now, up until now, we've seen credit card payments have only really been viewable by either the merchant, the shop, or wherever it's being sold, and Mastercard themselves. So it's very interesting that they're going to try and put this onto a public blockchain that anyone can see. So essentially what they're saying, the document explains the two-way method first encodes an image of the payment card and then stores it on the blockchain after encryption with a public and private key, which is how most cryptocurrencies work at the moment, except obviously it's not a card, it's the underlying asset is the cryptocurrency itself. Upon a retrieval request, when a payment is being made, the system will provide private keys to decrypt the image so it can be verified. So this is very, very interesting. So I believe the way this will work is it could essentially it's working to prevent credit card fraud by having this public-private key system. So any like false credit cards or clone credit cards and things like that. I believe this system is looking to kind of weed that out. So going further, it says by integrating this system with the point of sale devices, Mastercard says that transactions would be secure, as the card need not be physically presented, and users need not be concerned about their payment credentials being skimmed from the payment device. Mastercard stated in the document, the transaction may be conducted via the display of a machine-readable code to the point of sale device, which I suppose would be the card's public key, which may further prevent skimming, as reading such a code can be more easily controlled via the underlying display. The display can be easily shielded and is often obscured when in a pocket or purse. So this is rather interesting. So this is essentially looking to clamp down, and I believe there's two. Here we go. It says here, according to some sources, card skimming at ATMs at point of sales across all providers sees around $2 billion stolen per year globally, which is a huge amount. And since Mastercard is one of the biggest payment processors, I'm sure implementing this solution will have a big influence in reducing that kind of crazy fraud that's going on every year. And it also says, since the broadcasted information will be visible to the public, it gives merchants the chance to bid for potential customers over the blockchain, potentially changing the existing models of hotel and air ticket aggregators. So this is a really interesting story. It's always good to see big companies embracing blockchain solutions, and it kind of feels like the early days of the internet, where people thought, oh, it's just viewing files on this university server over here. That's all the internet to be used for. But the more companies kind of innovate and think about new and creative ways to use blockchain, I think this will definitely increase adoption of cryptocurrencies too. And we could see it on the rise from here. But I'm always interested in these cool projects that do use blockchain. And again, if you want to read more about this, this is going to be in the description below. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Cryptocurrency News. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, it's just down there. And we'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much, guys.